Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Nicole here from my Pandora Charmed Life, and today's video is going to be a what's on my bracelet video. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've done one of these, but we're here. I'm really excited with this design that I just recently put together. This is going to be a bracelet that is dedicated to my long distance relationship. I'm naming it either Love Travels or Long Distance. I don't know which one yet. Probably Love Travels just because it sounds better. Stay tuned so you can see what charms I ended up putting on this bracelet. To start, I had to pick my bracelet and I ended up picking the Poetic Blooms clasp bracelet. It's an 18-inch. I've had this bracelet since it came out, but I haven't really redesigned. I was kind of using it for spring themes, but I wanted it to be like more year-round. So I decided, since the colors on here went with the color scheme, I thought this would be a good option. Plus I love the button charm clasps. I just love anything that looks like a charm. That way you just, it's not the obvious clasp. And it's called Poetic Blooms, and my boyfriend does a lot of writing. He does songwriting. He's very creative, so I thought the poetic part of Poetic Blooms was really fitting. So then for the safety chain, I did have a spare Mickey and Minnie safety chain that I had recently gotten on Rulala. It's the one that just has Minnie on one side with clear CZ and Mickey on the other. I thought that was fitting to represent Minnie and Mickey, me and him, plus travels to Disneyland, and then you get a little bit of Presley in there by having something Disneyland. The next, to add a pop of color, I used the pink geometric petites. I have actually had these forever. They were probably one of the first charms that I bought, actually. I think I actually did get them the first on my first Pandora purchase, but then I would end up replacing them with charms that had meaning, with character beads, and then it ended up not having a home for like over 2 years. So I was really excited that I could get this back on a bracelet. I just love the facets on here. Like, can you see just how the light catches it? I think it's so pretty. Next up, you have from Ohm Beads, you have My Latte. I love this latte cup. It's probably one of my favorite coffee beads that I own, and it has a cute little heart. So if you ever get a latte and you get the baristas who either put a heart on it or leaves, something like that, that is just my ultimate favorite. And you have this sitting on a saucer, and this one represents our coffee dates whenever we have those, but also, I am not a dessert person when I go to restaurants, but whenever I'm with him, we always end up getting dessert, and then we always get coffee to go along with that. So that represents those dinner dates. This charm, I was actually like trying to look up the name on this. I thought it was called Raindrops. It's a UK exclusive. I actually don't remember the name. If I can find it, I'll insert it, but I just literally looked for a really long time and I couldn't find it. But this one, a dear friend of mine was able to help me get it since it was in the UK. And I got it because it reminds me of Seattle. Well, a lot of our trips have to end up being in Seattle, so I thought that was fitting for this one. The next up, we have a Pandora suitcase. I'd recently gotten these. This is like my third Pandora suitcase. I was like, do I really need this many suitcases? But I love that this one was pink, and then it has that little heart right there. And then on the back, it says Love Travels. This really helps represent, for me, when we go on those trips where we get to go see each other versus just like, just a vacation. So I really like that it says that. The cutest little handles on here. I just love this suitcase charm. It actually might be my favorite one they've done. And this charm I stole from the Honey Bunny bracelet. This is the Love Note charm that I got from him for Valentine's Day, and I thought this was fitting to take off the Honey Bunny bracelet. One, because it has a lot of dangles on there, and two, because I feel like the Love Note kind of represents like the text messages that you have to send when you're long distance. I'm assuming if we weren't in this era, we would be writing letters, but right now we have text messages. And this little dangle so cute in the inside. If you haven't seen it, says I, heart, and I always have a hard time moving this last page, but there's a U in there. You can peek in. Ah, yeah, right in there. Now, while this is mostly about my long distance relationship, I can't not, double negative. I have to have Presley somehow represented in here. She's such an important part, and she travels with us sometimes too. So the love knots actually remind me of Presley because they remind me of a pretzel. So those are the clips I chose to use on here. I have Miss Hedgehog on here to represent me. She's just always reminded me of myself. I always feel like she's so cute with her little bag, and she's just out independent on her own, going to find whatever adventure. So this is me getting ready to travel. The Flowers for You Murano is just one. Hold on, just in general, the Flowers for You Muranos are beautiful, and I hadn't used this color yet, and I thought it would go really well with the pink in the background, even though there's some red on here that would match the heart on the love note red. So use this to help be a centerpiece with the I Love Pasta dangle. I think it's called I Love Pasta. I don't know. So a little story behind this is that he might be the pickiest eater I've ever met, and maybe not picky, but just very like specific, and we can't really agree on too much, but the one thing that we do like to agree on is on pasta. I think one of the first meals I cooked for him was like a shrimp scampi type thing that I had made, and then when we go on our dinner dates, there's an Italian restaurant that we like to go to often, and he's Italian, so this was just perfect to kind of be that centerpiece, which is funny because when this charm came out, I was like, why would anybody want this pasta dangle? And now I get it. So the recent sale, I had to pick this up, and not only do I like it, it actually serves as my centerpiece. The next charm we have is the Hedgehog Charm. I have wanted this one forever. My store in Seattle has it, and when I was actually just there with Emily, I was like, Emily, what do I do? Like, I feel like I need to go buy a hedgehog just so I can have a reason to have this Hedgehog Charm. And she's like, no, you don't, just get it. So I ended up getting this hedgehog. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. It wasn't originally meant to represent him, but since this represents me, like, why not? I think it's perfect. Then you have oval lights in pink, just for a pop of color. Again, I got this a few months back and I haven't used it, and I think it's just perfect combo on this bracelet. Got another clip. And then this charm I had recently purchased on a sale here in the US, and I actually don't know the name of this charm, but the dangle says good times on the horizon. It has binoculars, and the binoculars on the end have hearts with CZs in them. This one is again another combo. This one reminds me of Presley because she likes to explore. She has binoculars. She's gonna come look at it.
Binoculars, let me see them. They're, oh my goodness, they have hearts.
Are they cute?
They're heart binoculars.
Yeah.
And their hearts.
And their hearts. And so this one reminds me of her because she likes to explore. We have a tram where you can overlook the city. She likes to do that. And then the good times on the horizon as far as the long distance relationship goes is that you kind of always have something to look forward to, right? When it's long distance, you miss them and you look forward to the visits. Doesn't have to be anything planned, like you don't have to have anything planned, like how you get excited for vacations. You're just excited to see each other. And then the Love Tunnel I had purchased from Denmark Style a while ago, and I thought this was the perfect bracelet for this to go on. Then you have Gnome. He's like, you're like, wait, who's this person? Why is he on here? So this gnome from Gnome. I've just recently acquired this from Gnome on their sale. He was 50% off, and I had to get him because he's so cute. But this guy reminds me of the Travelocity gnome, and so I do feel like gnomes need to go on your travel bracelets, and since this is partially travel, I thought it'd be cool to add this little guy on here just for fun. Then you follow up with another of the geometric petite faceted pink charms. Again, just a minute to take a look at the little glimmer. And then last but not least is the cute chubby little airplane charm. I just love this charm. And again, I'm really happy to use this because I have tried to make travel bracelets before and I don't love them, so I don't wear them often. And now this is going to be a bracelet that I'll want to wear often, especially when I go on my trips to see him or when he's coming to see me. So perfect way to end this bracelet. So there you have it. These are all the charms on this bracelet. Now, here's something that I'm really excited about is that I've always wanted to make a travel bracelet and I am never satisfied for how that turns out. So I feel like this incorporates just enough of travel to make me feel like I have some sort of travel bracelet. Anyway, let me know what is your favorite charm on here. What should I end up naming this bracelet? I'm probably going with Love Travels, but if you think long distance makes sense, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you here. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all next time.